Good morning, girls, and welcome back to a new video. I am so excited to hang out with you girls today. The sun is shining. It is not warm out, I will say though. The sun is shining. It's giving me all of the energy, all of the motivation. I'm just finishing off my first protein coffee, which there's been some changes made to my protein coffee. We're going to discuss that here in a second, but I'm just finishing off my first protein coffee. I'm feeling really good today. I slept amazing last night. I slept so well. We're gonna talk a little bit about some of my new nighttime supplementation that I've been adding into my routine. We have a very full day ahead of us. We are actually leaving for vacation in 24 hours. So my list of things to get done, whether it's around the house, packing, errands that I need to run, is oh so very long. So I figured, you know what? Let's do a productive vlog. Let's hang out today. Let's talk about some of the health and wellness changes that I've been making with this new spring energy. First thing first, okay? Let's just talk about this first because I got this question on a recent YouTube video about creatine because you girls saw me adding creatine to my greens powder that I was trying. Girls, I wanted to love this greens powder so much. On the video, somebody asked me, like, what's wrong with AG1? Nothing. And honestly, that's what's wrong, is there's nothing wrong with AG1. AG1 is just the creme de la creme. It's the best of the best. However, it is definitely expensive. So I have been trying out different greens powders for like the last 6 months. I've tried a ton of them. I've tried the one from Arbonne. I've tried the one from Cost, which I've done before. I've tried so many different greens powders. I was hoping the one from Ancient Nutrition would be that one because I love all of their supplements. I literally love all of their supplements. And that one, I did feel really good. You're seeing B-roll here on the screen. I did feel really good. However, the taste and the texture, even with as much lemon ginger tonic as we added, it's just not smooth. It was chalky. AG1 is just, it's so good. It's the best of the best. So the question that I got on that video, 2 questions. The one we're gonna address, the creatine. But the question I got that's like, hey, what's wrong with AG1? Nothing. There's nothing wrong with it, which is why it is worth the price point. We know as like wellness girlies that sometimes you just have to invest in your health. And by sometimes, I mean all of the time. We just invest in our health, and premium products really matter, especially when it comes to supplementation. This is not a sponsored video by AG1. I wish it was, because then I would have a code for you girls, but it is not. It's just me telling you that, well, that one I did feel really good. Like I felt great after taking it. I kind of had to like force it down. So I have the container. It's opened. It's mine now. I'm not making one today because I don't have the time or the mental capacity to like really focus on getting that down, but I will finish it and I will be happy when it's done. And it's not the worst, but it's definitely not the best. But I digress. The question I got, because you saw me mixing creatine with my greens powder, I've been on creatine now for 5 years, COVID. So during COVID, I started taking creatine. I actually was taking the Oxalent Sport. If you've been with me for a long time, then you're probably familiar with the Oxalent. I've showed their little stick packs before. I don't think they exist anymore as a brand. I'm pretty certain they don't exist anymore, but it used to be the best thing ever. They had the Oxalent Daily, they had the Oxalent Kids, the Oxalent Immunity, and they were delicious little stick packs that you would mix with water. So yummy and so easy. I had been on Oxalent for like 9 years. I'm almost certain they don't exist anymore. However, 5 years ago, I started taking the Oxalent Sport and I had creatine in it. I was doing it for health purposes. Then when Oxalent kind of went away, I fell off for maybe like a year to a year and a half. And then I got back on consistently 4 years ago. I was taking the Thorne, this one we have here, the Thorne creatine, and mixing it with my Element in the mornings. And so I would say I probably take creatine at least 5 days per week at a minimum, most of the time 7 days per week. So I was doing it with the Element for the longest time, but I have to drink so many beverages. I've kind of also fallen off of the Element because I just love doing my cream of tartar spritzer. It's like, I love this experience more than chugging down the Element. So I'll do salt on my tongue, flush it down with the lemon ginger tonic first thing in the morning. You can do Celtic salt, Redmond salt, JD Dickens salt. You can do the Baja salt. Any of them will work. But then I love in the evening adding this to my spritzers. Like, I just love this experience. So I kind of fell off with the Element. So in that time, we're getting to the protein coffee. I think you can see where this is going. But in that time, I also had kind of switched over to these from Peak because they had sent me a box, and then I became obsessed. Okay, so this is a lot of supplement talk, but girls, I'm just telling you how I get so much done. I see the comments like here on the screen. You can see like, you get so much done in a day. It's because I really stack the deck in my favor. I get great sleep. I wake up in the morning. I start my day with the minerals and a lemon ginger tonic, move to the protein coffee, do my gratitude journaling, meditation, prayer, the facial ice plunge, red light therapy. I know it sounds like a lot, but all of that in and of itself takes me 35 minutes. It really takes little to no time, and it pays dividends throughout my day. My energy, my cognition, my will, my drive, my motivation, definitely, it's so worth it. So getting back to the amount of supplements, Peak had sent this to me like a year ago. Well, I became like a super fan, and now I drink one 5 days per week. So what I do is I make one in the afternoon time, and I was putting a scoop of creatine in it. But then it started to get like really cold and really dark in January and February, and I didn't really want an extra cold drink in the afternoon. And so, you know, seasonally we need different things. And when we can tap into our body and our intuition and see what we're craving, I realized I was like, I love this so much. There's nothing inherently wrong with this. My skin looks amazing when I drink it. My energy is amazing. I feel so hydrated, but I want a tea in the afternoon, or I want a bone broth in the afternoon. So I was like, I need to find a way to get really consistent and find an anchor for my creatine. And you all know I'm really into habitually doing things. The reason I'm able to do the things I do current day is because over the last 16 years, I've established habits. So I don't have to rely on remembering things. I don't have to rely on motivation. I don't have to rely on any of that because it's just a part of my day, and it has been for 16 years. And so that is the key to success, because then when you do something over and over and over, it becomes a habit and an anchor. So insert the protein coffee recipe that I now have been sharing with you girls for like a year and a half that has changed all of our lives, okay? It's probably the lemon ginger tonic and my protein coffee are probably my greatest creations aside from my 2 children, okay? So created my children, thank you God, amen. And then I created the lemon ginger tonic recipe, and then I created the protein coffee. And I think it has definitely changed many of lives, thousands of lives at this point. And I feel so proud of that. And I'm always searching for ways to just, take things up a notch. I had an epiphany about a month and a half ago. I was like, Jessica, what are you doing? So now at night when I prep my protein coffee, I will put a scoop of creatine in with my powders, because you all know that that's what I do the night before. I prep my gelatin, I prep my collagen, I prep my inulin and the protein powder with the cinnamon in my coffee cup the night before, and then in the morning I add the milk. Well, now I'm doing half a scoop of creatine. I'm only doing half a scoop because I do find that I still get a little bit of creatine in later in the day. So I have another little tweak, another little refinement to our protein coffee, because we are all growing. We are all evolving, and such is life, right? Like, we will find ways to add things, to remove things to support us with our current health goals, right? Our goals shift and change based on age, based on season, based on need. And it's important to be intuitive with our body and to tap in and listen to that. So we now have the protein coffee with creatine. I present it to you, and I hope that you will give it a try, because based on this question here on the screen, you all have been hearing the rumblings about creatine over the last 2 years. And yes, they are true. The reason it's gaining so much popularity is there has been a ton of new research in the last 5 years, and concrete research has now surfaced within the last 2 years around women's health in creatine, brain health in creatine. And for women to be included in any kind of study is flabbergasting, something you rarely rarely see. And so that's why the conversation, that's why you feel like you're hearing it everywhere, is because that's reflective of the latest research. That yes, it is incredible for cognition. Yes, it is amazing for stabilized energy, for blood sugar, and for muscle repair. But our muscles are more than just our biceps. It's our brain, it's our tissues, it's our organs, it's our heart. These are muscles. And so creatine is supportive of all of that. And so from a neurological standpoint, it is amazing, which does indeed impact our hormone health. And so there's so much here. Our muscles impact our hormone health because of their impact on insulin. Our brain obviously impacts our hormone health. And because it is supportive of muscles, it's incredible for us as women as we're trying to maintain our muscle strength as we get older. So that's why the conversation of creatine probably feels like it's everywhere. It's because it's reflective of the latest research. And I'm grateful for the research that it's not just around building muscle at the gym and thinking like about gym bros. No, this is for us. This is for the women. This is for the ladies, the wellness girlies, and those of us who just want to support our body. At the end of the day, it's an amino acid. I'm a huge fan of essential amino acids, and creatine is just an amino acid. And so it's something that our body does produce. However, most of us are greatly deficient in creatine. So I hope that this answered the question. I'm drinking it. I'm enjoying my protein coffee, and it's helpful for energy as well. So on a day like today, where my list is this long, I do everything I possibly can to help my body have that energy, have that ATP to go, and to have sustained energy, not stimulant energy, but because we made it a protein coffee, it's not overly stimulating, but we don't want to overly rely on stimulants. And so I want stabilized energy on any day, but especially a day like today. So in last week's video, you would have seen that I made okra water. And so I did just make a second batch of this. So I have to finish this in the next like 36 hours between me and the family, which is fine. So I just did regular water in there, just like cold water with the peak and the creatine. And now I'm adding in some of the okra water. Wait till you see this, girls. Let me give you a better view. Look at, ready? It's like Jell-O. It's literally so stringy and gooey, which is exactly the texture that we want of our okra water. And so now I'm just pouring this in here. This is amazing. It's full of calcium, vitamin K, vitamin C. Oh, I was trying to focus and I got a little okra in there. That's fine. This gelatinous material is amazing for your hair, your skin, your nails, and I'm sure, as you guessed it, your digestion. This is amazing for digestive health. So it's definitely like a slimy texture. Hopefully you're not somebody who's creeped out by textures, but honestly, this makes me feel so good anytime I can support my digestive health and get in a ton of added nutrients. It's like Jell-O. So let's give this a taste. It's also great for satiety. So if you want to feel full and hydrated in between meals, this is a great way to do so. And so I mixed it with the rest of that creatine, and then I'm going to be using this to get all of my supplements down. So I'm gonna take all of that down with my Okra Peak hydration water with the other half of my creatine. And then I think we're gonna get started with some banana bread because I have some spotty bananas. We're gonna make a banana bread and banana muffins that I can freeze in the freezer, which will be great for us when we get back from vacation. But then will also hold us over tomorrow for breakfast and as like a quick after school snack. So I hope I didn't lose you girls already in the video because of the okra water. I just posted it on Instagram and the response is very mixed. Trust me, have I ever led you astray other than how crooked my camera is right now? No, I don't think so. I don't think I have. So trust me, try it. It's mixed, right? Like I can't even taste it. I just taste the deliciousness of the Peak. So try it with an electrolyte. Try it in a spritzer, which was last week's video. Try that spritzer recipe. So we are now on Operation Clean Out the Fridge and use the produce that we need to use. We're gonna make a juice. I already said that, right? So we are going to be making a protein-packed banana bread and muffins. Half of the banana bread I'm going to freeze for when we get back, which will be delicious for the morning after we land and we get home from our trip. I can pull that out with like breakfast protein and we can have that for breakfast. So we are going to use 4 very spotty bananas, cottage cheese, carrots, and put together a protein, nutrient-dense banana bread and muffin that the kids are going to be so excited about. Oh, because I'm also of course adding chocolate chips. They're going to be so excited about when they get home from school. And also I love having baked goods in the freezer. The oven just went off. It is fully preheated to 350. So this is like a take on the classic chocolate chip banana bread that's inside Living Well. I will have the recipe for you in the description box down below. However, if you want access to thousands of my recipes for 40 cents a day and for a 2-week free trial, you can click the link in the description box down below. Literally all hormone approved, nutrient dense recipes, thousands of them that I have created over the last 6 years are there readily available for you on our app, but you can also access this on desktop as well. So, and you can save these recipes, you can bookmark them. It is such a beautiful platform, and I know that you'll love the recipes, especially if you're inspired by this one today. I did mix things up a little bit because I wanted to get through a few of these flours that have been open for a few months. So we have 1 1/4 cup of tiger nut flour. We love tiger nut flour. I haven't used it in quite a few months in some of my recipes, but I absolutely love tiger nut flour because it is a rich source of fiber. Speaking of fiber, then I have buckwheat flour. So we have 1 3/4 cups of flour. You can just do all brown rice, all tiger nut, all oat, but you can use any gluten-free flour that you want, or you could use a whole wheat flour. So that's what we have here. We have baking soda, baking powder, cinnamon, and salt. So we have this here. Then inside Living Well, the recipe that I have calls for Greek yogurt, but I had this cottage cheese that will go bad while we're gone. So I wanted to use this quickly. And then I'm also adding in 3/4 cup of carrots. So I'm going to blend these with the cottage cheese and the bananas together, blend that all together with a little bit of maple syrup to sweeten it up. It's going to be absolutely delicious. So I'm going to blend all of that to make it really smooth and creamy. And then I will mix it with our dry ingredients. And then once everything is fully combined, I'm going to, of course, fold in our beautiful and delicious chocolate chips. You add chocolate chips to anything and my kids will eat it. So that is my key to success, getting in the carrots, the bananas, the cottage cheese, all of the extremely nutrient dense, fibrous flours that I have. We just fold in chocolate chips. It makes everything delicious. So let's get to blending this up and pop this into the oven. cooking, baking, kitchen things comes the cleaning. But because I have to be so strategic with my time, while this is baking, I'm going to start a load of laundry first. That way, by the time we're done baking everything, I can fold all of this laundry and some of the jammies and things put into packing cubes to go in our suitcases. Well, my house smells like a dream right now. Freshly baked banana bread. There is no better smell. Okay, so this is about to go off. Let's check on the muffins first because the bread will take a little bit longer, but I think they're looking good. And as you can see here, as you can hear, the washing machine probably has like 25-30 minutes left. The kitchen is clean behind you. I also need to fold some laundry. That's my rule, that I can't start a new load of laundry until I'm ready to fold a load of laundry. That way I don't have like 10 hampers. And by my new rule, I mean, I've like implemented this in the last like 48 hours, fingers crossed, I can like carry this through, is like a spring cleaning trend. That way the hampers of laundry don't become overwhelming and they don't pile up. Stay tuned. Okay, these are cooling behind me, the muffins. The bread still has a little bit more time, but I just said to Kaya that avocado toast sounds so delicious right now. And we have freshly baked sourdough from last night. So before I head upstairs and fold some laundry, I think I'm gonna have avocado toast with like some meatballs on the side. Last night we made like delicious chicken meatball sub sandwiches in sourdough, but I'm craving like avocado toast and then the meatballs on the side. That's what I think I'm gonna have for lunch right now because it hit me. I'm like super hungry. So let's go ahead and toast up some sourdough. You can see I've got the blender all washed. Hold on, let me close this door because the laundry is so loud. 1 second. Okay, now I feel like I'm not shouting. So we made like beautiful chicken meatballs in like Sicilian gravy. So like in the marinara sauce last night and fresh sourdough. So I'm going to just quickly toast up this sourdough. I need to slice it. 1 second. I'm not too worried about getting in a ton of raw veggies at lunch because after we fold laundry, we're gonna come down and wash up all of the produce that's still left in my refrigerator and make a huge juice for the kids as like an after school snack. So when they get home, they'll have a big, delicious juice, and therefore I use all of the produce in the house. And then they will have some delicious banana bread muffins after they have their juice. So I'm not too worried or concerned about getting in a ton of fresh veggies for lunch. I mean, I always encourage you to get tons of fresh veggies at all times, but I'm probably just gonna put sprouts on my avocado toast and then have the meatballs on the side. This works out. Okay, girls, in all her glory, also banana bread. I just pulled it out. In all her glory, we have some chicken meatballs, some fresh sliced mini bell peppers, 2 slices of freshly baked. I baked them last night. And by baked them, I mean it's the organic one from Costco that you take and bake. I didn't make the sourdough from scratch. I've done that. I've tried that. I might try again someday, but right now is not my time. So we have organic sourdough freshly baked last night with some avocado and some sprouts. It's giving girl lunch, but like in the yummiest, best way possible. And if I still feel like a little bit hungry, I'll have like probably 1 or 2 more chicken meatballs if this isn't enough. So we're going to eat this, sustain ourselves, and then get to the laundry. You girls know this fact about me by now, that once I get on a hyperfixation with something, it's all I can think about. So my current hyperfixation is this stress ease focus from traditional medicinals because it has ginseng in it. And I love ginseng so much. We already took ginseng this morning, remember, in supplement form. We took this one from Thorne, which I absolutely love. It will be again in that link in the description box down below, my daily morning must-haves. But I already took one of these this morning. But I love ginseng oh so very much. It's amazing for stress, energy, but ginseng is an incredible adaptogen that gives you energy and it makes you feel very clear and sharp. That's the best way that I can describe it, is that it's this beautiful clarity that you feel inside your brain, kind of like a wonderful night of sleep in this sunshine that's just radiating in right now through the window behind you girls. But that's what ginseng feels like. So I'm making a quick ginseng. It's a beautiful adaptogen. I'm going to do this and we're going to start washing up our produce and make our beautiful juice right before the kids get home. It's like perfect timing. This is helpful for me because I've been on my feet a lot. I'm running in circles, definitely getting all my steps in, but this will help give me like a little boost because I had that beautiful nourishing lunch. But the sourdough, you know, it takes quite a bit to break that food down and digest that carb heavier, I should say, meal, which is fine, right? Like we need carbs. Carbs are so healthy for us. But this will give me a nice little boost. And then of course, that juice that we're gonna drink here in a little bit, that will give me all of the nutrients and energy I need for the rest of the afternoon. Okay, I've shown this hack before and you girls are going to absolutely go crazy when you see the inside of these beautiful grapefruits. Like, they're almost too pretty to eat, but I digress. I've shown this hack before multiple times, that before we're headed out of town, I take all of the produce out of our refrigerator, the odds, the ends. So we've got a bunch of ginger here, apples, these beautiful grapefruits, some English cucumbers, romaine. I wash it and I juice it all. It is one of my favorite things to do. One, to get through all of the produce so that it doesn't go bad, and two, to really boost my family's nutrition before hopping on a flight. So typically I do this day of, but tomorrow is just way too packed, like within 5-minute increments, that I won't have time to do it tomorrow. So we're doing it today, which we're like 35 hours away from getting on a flight. So it's not a big deal. It's definitely going to bolster our immune system. And if you do put it in an airtight glass bottle really tightly, like it's gonna make a ton of juice. You can save some for morning. One quick note. If you don't have a juicer, I have a juicer that we got right before we got married, like 2 years before we got married. So it's like 14 years old. It's definitely on its last leg, but it's one of those things, like I just don't want to buy a new one. I probably will need to though, because of the lemon ginger tonic that I make every other week. I use the juicer quite a bit. But if you don't have a juicer, you can use your blender, and then you can either put it through a nut milk bag, so one of these, and just squeeze it out, or you can put it through a very fine mesh strainer. So you can pour it through here, use a little wooden spoon, push it down, and all of the juice will come out, and then you just toss away your pulp, or you can freeze or save your pulp. So I always want to say that if you don't have a juicer, that's fine. Use a blender, add a splash or two of water, it'll blend right up. You'll still get the same nutrients. Sure, it doesn't fully extract them, but it does a really darn good job. So don't let not having a juicer be the barrier. We don't look for problems around here. We only look for solutions, and the juicer or blender both are beautiful solutions. So I'm going to wash up the produce that's not washed. This is already washed. I'm going to peel off the skin. Wait till we see how pretty this girl is. She is an absolute beauty queen. The kids love this grapefruit. I forget what it's called, but they're in season right now, organic at Whole Foods. But when you cut it open, it looks like a watermelon. But because I have all of the other treats for them, I figure, what the heck, let's just juice it. Thumbs up on the juice.
Bro, thumbs up on the juice.
Thank you for your participation, my friends. Juice in the juice. Alrighty, bro, that actually probably needs to be sliced in half. Girls, I know you guys get this more than anyone, but it is a labor of love. Washing the produce, peeling off the peels, and then juicing the juice, washing the juicer. Labor of love. So we had officially 3 muffins left. I just packed those up and put them in the fridge. I'm waiting for this one to fully cool because I'm probably going to just freeze this entire loaf. Although I may need to cut it in half because the kids may want some of that for breakfast tomorrow. We shall see, but it feels good to have the kitchen back in order. Okay, so someone had asked me on a Costco video, or a video where I shared what I got from Costco, what I did with the Trenton 100% grass-fed hot dogs. I'm cooking 2 packs of them now so that the kids can have one for dinner and then one tomorrow in their lunchbox. And people are like, well, what do you do with them? So, I mean, of course, you can do the Rudy's. I love the Rudy's sourdough hot dog buns. Those are so good when we cook them out on the grill. But what I'm doing, also I think is very funny, the juxtaposition in this video of like all of the beautiful fresh juice to crescent roll hot dogs. But you know what, girls? That's the beauty of it, is that we can be both. And these hot dogs are so delicious and so clean. And so they're 100% grass-fed, grass-finished beef. Turn that down. They're delicious. And then I just take the Immaculate Foods crescent rolls. So these are not homemade. And I'm going to take 2 of them and wrap it around each hot dog and bake it. And it'll be super delicious for the kids tonight for dinner. And then, like I said, in their lunch boxes tomorrow. So they will finish this before we head out in the next day and a half, because then they will also have lunch the next day. So it'll be dinner tonight and then 2 lunches. And I don't have to feel stressed. I don't have to worry about lunch over the next couple of days because we will be set. But I just think it's funny that you can see that beautiful, delicious homemade juice, but they chug down 3 glasses of it. So check and check. They have all their nutrients in. And now we can eat normal foods anyways, but normal, delicious, nutrient-dense foods. And that's the thing, girls, like we can do all the things, and the ingredients in these are super clean. And one, they taste delicious, they hold up really well. So I'm just cooking hot dogs fairly well, and then it takes about 2 crescent rolls to wrap around them. And then I bake it for about 14 to 16 minutes, and delicious. And it's honestly the perfect food to throw into their lunch boxes, which is also something I get asked so often. And these pack great in lunch boxes. Some way it is already 7:30 at night. I need to get into the shower and get these kids to bed. I'm like, what a day. We crammed so much in. I thought I was going to get a little bit of packing done, but honestly, I was just so busy in the kitchen, and then I popped in here into the office and I was doing a few emails really quickly. However, a package just arrived for me with a dress that I think I'm going to wear for our family photos. We always do family photos when we're on vacation, and so I'm just about to try this on. I think I'm probably gonna end up wearing this in the family photos. I do a white dress every year. It's kind of like my thing, but I was looking at it with the kids' clothes, and I had 2 different dresses for Sawyer. I had this one for Sawyer, this like beautiful, really sweet yellow dress, but I was maybe gonna put her in the same dress in blue, but now I'm looking at it, I think it will be really pretty to just have Ronan this beautiful button down with like a pair of white linen shorts, her in baby yellow, him in Kaya in blue, and then I will be in white, like the bride. Not a bride, but it's just like a signature color of mine. So I was just getting this all together, and honestly, I was looking at my calendar and replying to some partnerships and a few things that I needed to do. And then I'm getting ready to put on my out of office for 10 days, which is wild. But I want to thank you girls so much for hanging out with me today. I will have that recipe for you for the banana bread in the description box down below. Let me know if you tried the okra water, because you will have seen it now in 2 videos back to back. I'm really hoping that you give it a try for that glowing, beautiful summer skin, that beautiful digestion. I really hope that you give it a try. And then also, if you are interested in those supplements that I was taking this morning, I will have that link for you in the description box down below with my morning supplement stack. And I want to thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. It's been a beautiful March for us together, and honestly, I'm feeling so much fresh inspiration. Now that this video is out, there are a ton of new spring recipes that have just come to Living Well. You should absolutely check those out with our 2-week free trial, or it is 40 cents a day to join Living Well. But there are some beautiful, there's an okra cucumber spritzer that just launched in Living Well. We have so many beautiful spring recipes that have launched, and even more coming. Also, think Mother's Day brunch ideas that are coming. I am so excited. I've been doing so much recipe testing, and the flavors are incredible, and I cannot wait for you girls to try. So I hope that you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, you can let me know by giving it a big thumbs up. And now the subscribe button is right over here on the screen. Give that a click, that way you don't miss a single video, and I hope to see you back here next Thursday.